So I'm going to show you some things on how it happened, and I hope you all like it. And I'll go into some more things. I have a whole breakdown of 5 minutes of this type of footage.
Now the birds are going off. Yeah.
What I like to refer to as Patty or Pat. Um, and I'm going to point out some things about the telescope and these muscles and its whole arm wrapping around the tree between these two trees here. So what I did is I turned it a little bit for you. And I know it's a little bit blurry, but I had to just pick up my telescope and start zooming. It probably looks actually a little bit better from down here. So we'll stick with that for now. All right, so the first thing are these muscles right here. You can see it kind of goes in and it goes over the tree, and this back muscle goes over the tree and around. And right here, there's an arm. You can see it. It's like two things wrapping around from the body and wrapping all around the tree. Well, how do I know that? I know that Bigfoots play these games, but I have a telescope. It's like a spotlight, and they see this light when it's shining across the field. So when they see it, even if it's in daytime, they duck and do things, even though they're still be looking at you. Now look at this little man-looking thing right in front of it. It's kind of weird sticks over here. We have some weird little shapes. A face, sticks. You can see two eyes, a big old mouth, like they've been wrapped up around like one of their things. A little trident stick sticking over that. That means two Y's and sticking around. The top is over the one branch and the bottom of the branch. Like some kind of ways that they draw energy and stuff. And then they, make a face. But right here is even more of them. They always hide underneath the stick. And you see how it almost forms like another layer of light between these two worlds where it's at. Well, anyways, there's a knee right here. So they're sliding, they can slide up and down the trees. If they're grabbing out that tree, you can slide all the way up, all the way back down. And it's just a good place for her or him or it or the youngster or whatever it is. It looks pretty big though. I mean, the back leg muscles are huge. You can see the curve, and that's what we're looking for are distinct lines and features that show primate behavior around formations. Lights, I see a yellow right here. It's pretty distinct. It's a little bit brighter on the foliage right there. So with the running man, this face, the light, the muscles, the arm, the two trees, everything else. I also see a little blue and orange on the side. It'll just do that. I have Ultra HD versus 4K. 4K is almost always the same. Ultra HD can change. I thought it pushed a little bit more focus, but the sun was not right that day. It was going from the opposite way, right down on them, and it was very hard to film. But those are the things that I wanted to point out to you on my channel, Dazzle You. So I'm going to show you some things on how it happened, and I hope you all like it. And I'll go into some more things. I have a whole breakdown of 5 minutes of this type of footage, and I can break it all down for you. And big alien. All right, this is Dazzle You Video Entertainment. I do some video editing and have created a lot of my own footage. Sometimes I overdo it, I know that. But I just want to go into some details about Bigfoot, the pictures and what everybody's looking for. I'm not playing those, copycat games. I'm Dan the Man. Sometimes people call me the Bigfoot Man, or anything else. But I know a lot of people are also interested, and that's a lot of fun knowing, what's going on out there. One of the things, though, is the telescope videos. I represent not only an editing software, but an SV Boney telescope. And I know some people try to raise some prices on Amazon and whatnot, but without the accessories and everything, they're really only about 75 bucks. Compared to the Goski, they're ripping me off at least 125 for the same thing. So, anyways, I did all that, but the thing about them is, if you look onto the video here, you see a lot of white bouncing off of the trees. All right, let's stop. Sun anywhere. The sun. And what I had to do on this time, like when they say paranormal, caught on cam, you want to send your evidence, is you just got to film right away. So when I heard a knock, I picked up my cell phone, scanned around. I seen all these signs. I heard a knock, and I seen signs around me, and I'm standing by. And then I see all these dark spots, and I'm like, I'm just gonna start recording. And I did start recording, and that's why I couldn't even touch the focus. I just want to start recording. Like this guy right here, you can see that there's a sharp line right here. And look at this arm. It almost looks like it's tucked under. They can't quite make out the face. It almost looks like they're looking back in between the trees before me. There's a couple pictures you may see the eyes. But I want to point out here is not this isn't the main one. I'm about to go into Patty. But what I'm pointing out here is this looks like a spotlight to them. This is in the middle of the daytime, but they can also see the light. So it's like when I zoom across on the spotlight, they're hiding in a way. And it's kind of like they can see a remote control laser beam like dogs and cats do. Sometimes they chase it. Another example would be how people say they can't see, spotlights at night and red lights and other things. So, anyways, you can see the very distinct right here. I go into this guy as I um, keep playing the video. I'm gonna do a All right. This is what I'm calling Patty. Um, I'm not sure y'all are familiar with Bigfooting or not, but I was pointing out how the telescope and the lights off the cameras are like spotlights, and they're just kind of ducking down around the sides, several of them. I have actually 4 or 5 more minutes of footage I can do a breakdown and some future videos, and then go into a dark side of some other things that I see around these Bigfoot sometimes. But let's just keep it real for what it is at this moment. Now, I'm not gonna say female or male, but it has the extremely large. But right here are these arms. And as you saw in my intro, I have a Bigfoot that is reaching around the tree, wrapping around the tree. I have several photographs of claws and other things and grabbing onto things. And they do this, they wrap around trees. But look between these two trees. Now, if they're going to climb up the tree, she'd be wrapping around, sliding back down. But she's kind of hiding. She's behind some foliage, or he. But you can see the muscle here. You can see this whole leg right here. The arms go up, and you can see something protruding around the side of the tree and very, very sharp edges. Now, if I were to look at that muscle right there, that thing is huge. And look at the leg. Look at the knee bend. I mean, this is I turned it a little bit, but look at how they do this. See how it looks right here? It's like a stick, but it's like they're wrapped inside of a inner shell. Like the light just keeps coming off, and they're like inside of it. That is something to look for. I even look at this right here. It even looks like a face. I can do a little bit of cropping and zooming. I mean, I don't really want to, but it's like I said, I had to focus and just start recording. But let me first point out a little bit about the language. You see like all this Chinese and like weird looking stuff all the time. Look at this one right in front of it. It looks like some kind of like a man walking, like see the legs, so and the arms and whatnot. But the colors, there's this yellow here. I'm not gonna get into that. You can see the orange on the sides and the blues. Yeah, for some reason it does that. But I also pick up colors in between. Um, some of that has to do with Ultra HD versus 4K, which is also 4K, but just sometimes it picks up more colors. Sometimes when you do it right. 4K is almost always in 4K. So, that looks, look at that. Look, two eyes and a big, it looks a little weird. Little trident below there. Look at this trident. Hidden. I didn't see that. So there are some things around it. And it's grabbing around those two trees. I mean, trust me on that one. Just trust me. I heard the other day that people don't do they don't do editing, so they're mad if anybody that does editing has footage or anything else like that. The only thing I have to say is I have to try to bring it out to you, and it's one of the most difficult things to bring out to people, and people are interested and want to see them, but they don't exactly know everything or how. And once you cross that line and things happen, this has happened for me. So like right here, like I said, there's some weird stuff. Crosses. Look at this man looking stick. It just happens to be a huge muscle, a perfect, round with its back on its thing, and you can see the arm wrapped around. That is my Florida patty. Whether it's Pat or Patty, we don't know. But I guarantee you this thing's playing games. Hey, what's up? What's up? This Dan the Man right here. His hand going around the tree. Yeah, right there. You can see this big guy here. You can see his big old eye. Super big nose. Across the field right here is a hand. You can see the fingers in between it holding onto a branch across there. Check it out. Dazzle Bigfoot. So check this out. Right while I was filming, a bunch of crows just went in there. And what crows mean is they're feeding on other animals. It's really unbelievable. I'm talking about birds and the way they're at. And they just went right into that hole, about a whole flock of them. But look at this. You see this tree that's been pushed around the edge? And it looks like this whole tree is just like blocking everything. And they're all just kind of up on this little ridge up in there. But if you look right up in there, and let's see here, right up on that hill, there's a star looking thing. Almost looks like a swastika. That's kind of like a marker, their entrance. It looks like a big star. See, you can almost see a star in the middle of it. Looks like a person kind of with its head, like a swastika kind of, or a star. That marks this little thing, and they pushed over this tree. That other side is their side over there. So those benders all the way around. And they might even have something, water access. They go get their water and swimming or fishing here or whatever they do. Probably nothing in this little thing anyway.